Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has tested positive for COVID-19 days ahead of his scheduled trip to India later this week. Israel announced that Bennett had tested positive after he met U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. His office said that the Prime Minister is feeling well and will continue his schedule as planned from his home. Israel's Police Inspector General has also tested positive. He had met the Prime Minister hours after a terror attack that killed 2 people. The Prime Minister's visit to India was to mark the 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the two countries and advance their strategic alliance. India recognized Israel in 1950, but fully fledged diplomatic relations were established only in 1992. The two sides elevated their relations to a strategic partnership in 2017 when Indian Prime Minister Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Israel. On the agenda of the trip is the strengthening of cooperation. Both countries trade goods worth $4.14 billion, excluding defense. India is Israel's 7th largest trade partner, so this will definitely be a part of the discussion. Prime Minister Modi and Bennett are also likely to talk about Ukraine. The two leaders met in Glasgow last October, and this would be their second in-person meeting. And for more on this, we were earlier joined by our principal diplomatic correspondent, Sidhant Sibal.
Well, it's a pretty important visit given the fact that India and Israel are marking 30 years of a relationship. During the visit, he's not only going to meet the Indian Prime Minister, but also remember he's going to meet the Jewish community here in India. That is something that has been part of the previous visits as well. We know the last visit was by Benjamin Netanyahu way back in 2018, and that visit saw a lot of color as well. The Teen Murti Chowk here in Delhi the name was changed to Haifa Chowk. That was one of the key moments during that visit, and there have been high-level visits between India and Israel before that. The Indian Prime Minister in 2017 had visited Israel, and this relationship has come of age in terms of many things, whether it's agriculture, defense, security, you name it, and this relationship has been going forward, and both countries are now trying to build up on the Abraham Accords as well. We know the West Asian Quad between India, Israel, UAE and US is something that is also picking up.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.